Mm-hmm. 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 You are now tuned in to the Humbly Spirited Truth Show. Hey guys, this is Humble Spirit. As usual, thank you all for tuning in today. Another episode. I want to speak a little about this whole Bill Cosby thing and just everything that's been going on with him. But of course, here to help me do it is the oh-so-humble one.
Humble Redeem. Hey guys.
You loaded and ready today, Humble Redeem?
Exactly, man. Let's get it.
Exactly. Okay. Well, by now, we've all heard about the Bill Cosby trial and how he was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for allegedly raping 35, maybe more than that, women. But, now Cosby is very well known and has had fame for a long time now. I mean,
yeah,
it's been long running. I think he's like 81 now, so.
yeah, he's pretty up there.
Exactly. So,
and he came in pretty young, too.
Yeah, he did. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, he's been in the game for a minute. So, of course, everybody's heard about this now, and I'm sure you have as well, Humble Redeem.
Yeah, I definitely have.
So, because it's kind of been long running, I think they did a trial at some point or something, but then he just had to be in jail because they denied him house arrest and all that stuff. But now he's actually in prison. So, okay, but
We took him in there.
Exactly. But during his prime of fame, he put out a documentary and a book for black people, and not many people know that. Most people just know about him trying to buy NBC, but
oh yeah,
yeah,
that's the one I knew about.
Yeah, but both the documentary and the book was to uplift and educate black people, which is the number one thing that these elitists and demons don't want, And on top of that, like I just said, he tried to buy NBC. I think Michael Jackson and Prince both tried to buy like companies like that. I think Prince tried to buy like Warner Brothers.
Whoa.
Warner Brothers or Sony, and Michael tried to buy like Warner Brothers or Sony. It was like one or the other.
Yeah.
So, and they don't like that, and we see what happened with Michael and Prince. So
exactly, man.
Yeah.
They don't want African American type people to own anything that they came up with.
Yes. Yeah.
That they have control over it and that they're using for agendas.
Exactly.
Stuff.
And that's the thing, like, I don't know, when these celebrities, get with the devil, get in the industry, I don't understand why they think that they're like above everything. Why would you even think that you could buy that? Knowing who runs it. Like, that's a crazy
thought process.
Yes.
True. Yeah, true.
How do they come up with that? Like, where do they get that from or something,
Yeah, it wouldn't seem like it connects.
No.
But I guess how, like, the world kind of portrayed it to where you can, like, do anything.
Yeah.
Or, like, you can, everything's fair and...
But it's not.
Yeah.
And the devil shows them that real quick.
Exactly, real quick.
So, yeah, like I said, he tried to buy NBC. He put out a documentary, a book as well to, like I said, uplift black people. And that's why they, probably now set him up. But they, like I said, they don't want any black person to uplift their people. That's just the number one thing that they don't want. So they're going to stop that real quick, as they did. So between, those three things and whatever else we may not know about, that's why he has now been set up in jail. Now, mind you, this is a man that sold his soul, joined the Brotherhood, was being the ultimate puppet, which is why they were so upset once those three things started to pop up. Like I said before, if those celebrities do anything against them and their agenda, they will start planning your downfall, which is what they did. And like I said, just the same thing with like Michael and Prince. I mean, they started planning their downfall. I mean, you can't go along with the agenda for however long, and then all of a sudden you want to try to be bigger than it, bigger than what they're doing with you.
Yeah, and trying to turn against them all of a sudden, and trying to, like whatever you feeling, you feel like what they're doing is not right anymore. And, and you want to stand up finally for yourself and people, and
and obviously that's the wrong move to make when you're in the industry.
Exactly. At that point, you in too deep.
Exactly, in too deep. Yes. And, back in Cosby's prime, you literally seen him everywhere. So obviously, Satan had boasted him and gave him that fame.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you didn't see him anymore. Because they were starting to take his career. Because they are the ones that gave it to him. As well as everything else he wanted. And that includes the women, the call girls, as, which is what we're talking about, which is why he's in jail.
Exactly.
The ones that are hired by the elite, now, and this is where I found the story odd. When you go into, them saying that he raped and sexually assaulted all these women, I'm sure if these women really did have intercourse with Cosby, they were hired to do so. When you are a celebrity and you're a guy, they give you everything that's gonna create your downfall. That's just what they do.
Exactly. Hence the word groupies.
Thank you. They give them to you. Like, they have girls set up for all these celebrity guys. And I mean, they could be set up to bring them down right then and there, or just later on, period. And, my thoughts on him raping 35 women is, how can someone be drugged with the best drugs? Because, mind you, he's a celebrity, so they didn't give him no little round-the-way drugs. They gave him the best drugs.
Authentic.
Thank you. So how can someone that's on the best drugs then remember every little detail of the rape? Every little detail. Like, if you listen to those women and they're like testimonies, whatever, they recall everything.
Every single
that happened.
Count.
Exactly.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, how heavy he was on them. Like, you know what I mean? Like what he was wearing. Like, just everything. And then some women was like, they just woke up and knew they were assaulted. Like, what do you mean? Like, just the stories aren't adding up. But my main question is, how can you be drugged with the best drugs and wake up, remember everything, especially years later? I mean, he was probably like in his 30s or something. Now he's 81. You tell me you still remember, like, detail for detail, everything that happened to you that night. It's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Exactly. But of course, nobody's questioning that. Nobody's even probably thinking about that.
Exactly. We just all want to get behind the woman and believe every single word that's coming out of her mouth.
Which don't even make sense.
Like, based off of what?
Exactly. We can't just be on a woman's side just because she's a woman.
Exactly. We're not asking what this woman been doing in her life. What type of woman she is.
Yeah.
What type of woman she been in her life.
Exactly. Is she a good person, bad person? Exactly.
Exactly. You got Bill Cosby up here, being in front of the TV, putting in work.
Yep.
Helping people for real. Really speaking some realness and truth in his life. And then for women to come out of nowhere and say whatever and to bring them down just instantly and, no...
Like, no hardcore facts, really.
Exactly. No proof or nothing, no.
I'm like, he's 81 and, like, sick, blind, everything. I don't even think he remember, probably, all the women he done been with at this point.
Exactly, man. We're not really getting justice out here.
We're not. Exactly. We're not. And it honestly just all doesn't make sense. It all sounds like a setup.
Exactly.
Completely. Sounds like a setup. They brought Cosby out as America's dad, and then they tarnished his good all-American image, by saying he's a rapist. That is now what people are going to look at him as, a rapist, which is sad, because nobody really has the facts. And that's the thing, Satan tells us how to feel, how to be, what to think, etc. So, if they say he's a rapist, then he must be a rapist. If there's a billion women saying that he raped them, no, he must have did it. Based off what? I'm not saying the man didn't do evil in his life.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, though, he did try to do something for his people. And that is exactly why now he's in prison. That's exactly why they set him up. Period.
Exactly. And they can spin whatever in the story in the news.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bill Cosby is now, like I said, blind, and, some are saying that he's faking it and whatever. But, on another note, I personally think that they did something to him to blind him. As they did with Ali, Muhammad Ali, as they did with Eazy-E, and etc. Wow. Nobody can figure out how Eazy-E got AIDS in life. I mean, people got stories.
Yeah.
But it's really no hardcore facts as to how he got AIDS. There's no hardcore facts as to how Ali even got sick. Muhammad Ali. How can you go from the strongest boxer, #1 boxer, to now you're like shaking and you know what I mean? Like, he's gone now, but at that time.
Yeah, like his condition, yeah.
Exactly.
It was very ill.
Exactly, and that's a very odd situation. So, like I said, I personally think that they did something to him to blind him, just to make his life even worse, just to make him suffer that much more.
Exactly.
Because he was trying to bring up his people, because he was trying to uplift his people. That's how much they don't want you to do that.
Damn, they do not like real ones.
Exactly. They did it to break him down even more. They don't like the real ones. Exactly. And then they hit him with 35 women saying he raped them. It's like it don't end. Like, it's all a setup. Bill has been given 3 to 10 years in prison. Now, like I said on another note, if you add 3 plus 1, that equals 4. Now, as I've stated in another episode, they like to use the number 4. When the elitists have something to do with it, they use the number 4. I mean, all you got to do is add 3 and 1. There you go. 3 and 10 are also Masonic numbers. So that lets you know that Bill Cosby was a Mason, and they are setting him up.
Yeah. Because
he went against them.
Yeah.
So, they put little things out there. They'll put those little codes out there like that. You just got to be, I guess, hip to it and know what's really going on.
Yeah, see the truth within the lie.
Exactly. So like I said, obviously they're saying that he was a Mason that went against them. So once again, they are telling us who is really behind all this. And you better believe they don't mind setting up a black man, especially. They'll bring you up and bring you right back down.
Yes.
Like I said, he was America's, America's dad. And, and he was probably very influential for black families and, things on those type levels.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But they were fine with that if it was still going along with their agenda. Like I said, once you start veering off, then no, they ain't with it. So, like I said, they love to set up a black man if he's going against them.
Yeah, Bill Cosby was still up there trying to get all the black people to be worldly and purchase all the worldly goods and stuff, and not really trying to use their mind.
But that's where he came with the documentary and the book. He was like, trying to get them to use their mind, trying to get them to see what's going on truly in life.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing, black men have been getting wrongly accused since the beginning. I mean, think about our Lord. Our Lord was the first one in a sense,
Yeah, he came down doing good completely.
Exactly.
It was about righteousness, holiness, everything pure.
And they still crucified him.
Exactly.
Set him up.
So,
there you go,
We're saying that he wasn't down here doing what he was saying he was down here trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to totally flip the script.
On
our Lord at that,
So who is anybody else?
Exactly. Who's anybody else?
So, this is all nothing new, guys. But as I always say, it most definitely was strategic. Like I said, I mean, they took him from America's dad and brought him all the way down. And it's been steps going all the way through it, They made him, even before he even had all this come out about these women and him raping these women, they made him go ahead and sacrifice his daughter. He sacrificed his son a long time ago, like during the Cosby Show and all that. But, at this point, I mean, that's pretty messed up to get the man to sacrifice his daughter. And so, once again, taking away his family. Now he's in jail, so he don't got his wife, he don't got no kids, nothing. They took his whole life. Completely. And I mean, that's pretty, that's pretty strategic, if you ask me. They took everything from him, and they made sure they got these women to come out right when they wanted them to, and in their perfect timing, And I mean, it doesn't make sense to get raped and drugged by a guy that is famous, then go on to not say anything.